I worry because I see so many individuals in our society living with this chronic inflammation, this chronic extra weight, and these chronic diseases that they're dealing with. It's almost training us to think that this is actually normal for aging. The problem is that's actually not true. For most of us, toxicity is actually a major contributor to what we're dealing with our chronic diseases, our autoimmunity. As these toxins build up over time, they cause our body to start breaking down and not function the way it was designed to. Hey there, I'm Michelle, and I share information I'm learning as a nurse, a coach, a caregiver, and someone dealing with autoimmunity. In the last video, I shared about the importance of diet. And the biggest reason for that is the amount of processed foods that we're taking in each day when we're eating. This is one of the major ways that these toxins get into our body. You can definitely reference that video in the link on the screen or in the description below, where I talk more about processed and ultra-processed foods. Today, humans are exposed to over 160 chemicals every day. That's a huge increase from 70 years ago, where most individuals were still eating farm-fresh foods. Remember, processed foods were introduced in our society until the 50s and 60s. That's when fast food started. That's when cakes in boxes started, right? Now, it's not our fault that we're exposed to these chemicals. It's not our fault that we're developing chronic inflammation and chronic diseases. It's not my fault I have autoimmunity, but it is our responsibility. And even in a world where we're exposed to these chemicals, there's a lot we can do to start minimizing that exposure and help our bodies improve in how they function. So let's talk about two things that you can start doing right now to help with your toxicity load. And stay tuned to the end of this video, where I'll share a couple products that I'm using that have made a big difference for me as well with autoimmunity. First, let's start with methylation. Methylation refers to the chemical processes that regulate many of the activities that occur in our bodies, such as cardiovascular, neurological, or detoxification systems. For many of us, the sheer overload of toxins is actually causing these symptoms to malfunction. Our body just can't clear them out as quickly as we're allowing them in. So the first thing to begin doing is minimizing the intake of those toxins. Again, diet is one of the major contributors, but we're also taking in toxins through the air we breathe, through the water we're drinking, through the ointments and items we're putting on our skin, through our beauty regimen, through our cleaning products, and also through the items in our house. So taking time to start minimizing the amount of toxins we're taking in is a great rest and relief for our bodies, so they can work on cleaning out what's already there. The second thing is to start supporting our body as it begins to detox and get rid of what it already has been exposed to. This is where lifestyle can really help and support the body in detoxing. These include proper sleep, staying hydrated, exercising. These activities and others actually help support our body systems, including our detox pathways. One of the major things, and probably first things you should do, is actually start to look at your gut biome. When your gut is functioning more efficiently, your immune system goes up, your detox pathways improve, and you generally just feel better. Many of us, because of our chronically poor diets, actually don't have a good gut biome. There are things you can do to improve your gut biome. One of the basic things you can do is eat more plant-based. Ironically, a lot of the good bacteria that we need in our gut you get when you eat those vegetables. So start eating a variety of leafy greens and vegetables to increase that gut biome. Additionally, there are supplements that you can take. Now, I want to make a disclaimer here. I'm not a provider and I'm not authorized to be able to prescribe prescriptions or supplements. But as an individual dealing with autoimmunity and someone who's gone through the process, I have learned some things. So I'm going to share with you a few of the products I'm using that I have found to be very helpful for me. But you'll want to make sure to take these back to your provider to make sure they make sense for you. Taking some pro and prebiotics in addition to eating plant-based can go a long way to helping your gut biome function more efficiently. There are several supplement brands that I actually consider trustworthy. I've had several providers, functional medicine providers and pharmacists actually agree and concur with these. That I typically use supplement brands Thorne, Rootcology, Designs for Health, Douglas Laboratories, Claire Labs, Pure Encapsulations, and Now Foods. Personally, anything I can find in the Now Foods brand, I actually do. I find that those typically are less expensive. And I also provide the links for these 4 supplements that I take in the description below in case you're wanting to try them. So the first product I use is Now Probiotic 10, 100 billion. I also use Now Saccharomyces boulardii. Now the probiotic and the Saccharomyces boulardii, those are both probiotics that I'm taking. I sometimes interchange them, so I'll take one day and one the next, and I'm alternating them is how I'm doing that. That, in addition to eating a heavy plant-based, is a really great way to start. Once my gut biome gets more settled, I will then probably wean off of these supplements. Remember, prebiotics are actually higher fiber foods. So just like I was saying, eat more greens to get your probiotics, you need to eat more fiber to get your prebiotics. So fiber are typically those elements of foods that our body, our gut just doesn't digest. But our gut biome does digest, and it feeds that gut biome. So taking in prebiotics and taking in a high fiber diet will actually improve and increase the good gut bacteria that we have. So increase your greens, increase your fiber, and then 2 prebiotic supplements that I take. I take Clear Lab Galactoimmune, and then I also take chicory root prebiotic. I don't drink coffee, I actually do chicory root. That one's a really great prebiotic to take in. But every situation is different, every patient is different. So be careful about the supplements you're taking. Usually taking prebiotics isn't going to hurt you. In fact, I would encourage most people to be on a prebiotic. But really, it shouldn't be a replacement for eating high plant-based and high fiber. It should be in addition to as you're building up your gut biome. And again, if you're wanting help exploring where you are and where you're wanting to go with your health and wellness, I'm here as a health and well-being coach for you.